What happens when you don't answer the call to adventure? When an opportunity presents itself, take the flight, ask the girl, ask the boy, pursue the risky career, but you are too afraid to follow through. It is far more significant than we may think. Joseph Campbell has an answer for us in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. In chapter 2, Refusal of the Call, he addresses how the call unanswered often converts the adventure into its negative. What does this mean? Campbell writes, "The hero's flowering world becomes a wasteland of dry stones, and his life feels meaningless. Even though he may build an empire of renown, whatever house he builds will be a house of death." So the hero becomes dull and bored in the construction of a future that was not meant for him, an existence that was built by others. His spirit ossifies, and even if he does build something of value in this inauthentic realm, it will not be his creation, but that of society working through him, with all its ulterior motives and influences. It will be a house of death. But what death? Who or what has died in this refusal of the call? In part, I believe it is the self that has died. The self the individual was meant to embody before society got to work on his being. But it's also the death of a world that he could have built if he'd only had the courage to embark on his adventure. I like to think of it this way: refusing the call is like remaining in Act 1 of your story. Would you watch a film in which the hero remains in their comfortable world and never embarks on an adventure? So Frodo sits around with his hobbit chums smoking pipeweed in the Shire. Although that would be interesting to watch, it is still a house of laziness, a house of death. But there's more to it than this. The house of death described by Campbell would become the Shire. This is what the Shire would have become if Frodo never destroyed the ring. The forces of Mordor would have descended on the Shire, and the flowering world that it once was would be converted into a wasteland of dry stones. By answering the call to adventure, you embody your true self and make the world a better place for it. From this perspective, answering the call is not just a personal pursuit, but a duty.